I'm Dan, Signals to Danger. If you listen to the podcast, you recognise the voice. If you follow the YouTube or the Twitter or Facebook, you probably recognise the face by now. It's just a quick one to drop in. I said the other day that I was going to start looking at doing videos whenever the RAIB had updates. And 2 days ago, the RAIB published their first report of 2021, the very cleverly numbered 01-2021. This is the final report into the death of a man who was struck by a train at Edenhall Station in London last year. On the 26th of February 2020, 53-year-old Cleveland Gervais was struck by a southeastern train 1 second after he fell from the platform edge. Now, the full report is 47 pages long, goes into way more detail than I'll ever be able to get into this video, so don't worry, I'm not going to plough through everything like that. But I'm just going to stick a link in the description so you can go and read it if you want to, and I'll summarise a couple of the key points from the investigation. Now, the immediate cause, unsurprisingly, was that Mr. Gervais fell from the platform as the train was arriving. The causal factors were quite interesting. The first one was that he'd moved so close to and fallen from the platform edge because he was unaware that the platform edge was there. Now, the RAIB had considered that he could have been trying to board the train, he might have been the victim of a slip, a trip, a fall, or he might have even been impaired in some way through maybe drink, drugs, all that sort of thing, maybe a medical incident, but they decided it wasn't any of that, it was that he had been unaware, because the clincher here is that this unlucky man was actually quite severely visually impaired. He was completely blind in his right eye with only light sensitivity and really acute issues in his left eye. He was walking along the platform with it on his right hand side, his weak side, in terms of the eyes, and that's where he fell, and 1 second later was hit by the train. Another possible causal factor was that this platform edge itself didn't have any tactile paving slabs. Now, the station that I'm stood at right now, you can see that on this side there are no tactile paving slabs, and on the other side there are. You've seen them before, it might not immediately spring to mind what they are, but those little knobbly bobbly bits that let you know at a level, a pedestrian crossing that you come into the road, or on a platform edge, that's your tactile paving slabs, and that's what was missing at Edenhall Station. On top of all of this, there was also some consideration given to the fact that the rescue of Mr. Gervais was delayed by around 12 minutes because when the emergency services arrived, they waited for Network Rail to be on site as well to make sure it was safe to go down onto the third rail track. They don't think that that actually made any difference in terms of his chances of survival, but it's certainly something to bear in mind as part of the investigation. The main recommendation that came out of this report was that the rail industry as a whole needs to ensure that it has a robust plan and a better plan going forwards of understanding where and when tactile paving slabs need to be installed on station platforms. And the second recommendation is that any recommendations that come out of that first one, any locations where it needs to be installed, is done in a timely fashion. In none of these do your risk assessment, you need that 6 years later. No, it needs to be done in a timely fashion. Tactile paving slabs are a really simple way of vastly increasing the safety of the railway for those who can't see as well as you or I can. Now, I'm not going to drag on forever and a day, this is just a quick video. There is a link in the description. Please go read the report. They're all fascinating. You know how I feel about them. Maybe I'm not the best person for an impartial verdict on that, but they are worth a look in. So the link's down there. It's on the RAIB website, and in the meantime, travel safe, and I'll see you next time.